This is James Glanz for the New York Times. On September 11th, a Czech immigrant worker named Pavel Hlava was riding to work with two of his companions, his boss, Mike Cohen, and his brother, Joseph. They were intending to go to Pennsylvania to a job site, but because Pavel's brother had just shown up in the United States, he asked Mike Cohen if he would drive past the Twin Towers. His brother had never seen them up close. And Mike agreed to go right into the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. While they were creeping ahead in the toll plaza, Pavel was trying out a new video camera. And he wasn't really paying all that much attention at one moment when he happened to have zoomed in on the Twin Towers. And in fact, he didn't even see a white object move toward the Twin Towers off in the distance. In about 2 seconds, that object disappeared for a moment, and then he saw, or his video camera saw, a puff of smoke billowing from the side of the North Tower. He kept it there long enough for that cloud to grow and grow and grow until it basically enveloped the entire top of the North Tower. And then, since he didn't see what had happened anyway, he simply panned his camera to the left and away from that point. Without knowing it, he had captured the first plane impact on the North Tower. It's only the second instance of a film we know of that did capture that impact. Now they continued through the tunnel, and they emerged, and they saw the entire top of the North Tower engulfed in flames. As they're pointing the camera up, you hear a screech, but you don't see anything right away. And it gets louder and louder, and then suddenly you see, just unbelievably directly overhead, another plane. And it flies right over their head and dives into the side of the South Tower. Well, there is a federal investigation going on now into why and how the towers collapsed ultimately. And in order to figure that out, you need to know basic things like how fast the airplanes were going. The only other video image of the first plane hitting the North Tower was taken more or less from below, so it was hard to get the speed of the plane from that. This particular film shows the plane coming in from the side, so it's very easy to see how fast it's going, and I would imagine that'll be a big help in figuring out that speed. The energy that an object carries goes like the square of its velocity. So if you have a small mistake in how fast you think the plane is going, you have a big mistake in how much energy it carries in when it creates that impact. But it's also just one of these remarkably chaotic tales of September 11th, and the record of what they saw is not only haunting but somehow hard to believe. They just happened to be pointing a camera in that direction from Brooklyn. They just happened to be panning in on the right spot when the plane came in. And then, moments later, they were under the towers when the second plane went over their head. It's hard to believe, but there it is. It's on the videotape.